Welcome back to the channel. Bully Kid here checking in, and on today's video we are working on the Hyundai Accent 2009, and this thing is giving me a lot of problems, so keep watching to find out all these problems that I'm having. Alright guys, so the winter months are ahead of us and it's time to do some generic maintenance on the vehicles. So right now what we're doing, we are changing the oil of this vehicle with, of course, none other than the Penzo Platinum. This car calls for $520 and I got a nice deal on these Purolator filters. Purolators or wicks is what I use. 15,000 miles, yeah right, I change it about every 4,000 to 5,000 miles. Now this 1.6 liter engine is doing all right. One thing I hate is when you look under the cap, you just see dark, corroded. That is a splash shield, but I just don't like the fact that it is looking very, what do you call it? Gunky, just like sludge. I know that's just a splash shield. The internals probably look okay, but I switched to Penzo Platinum for a reason, just to clean everything out. Anyway, oil change is one thing. The main thing that I want to talk about is these Chinese cars and these Chinese parts. This car, again, it's a Hyundai Accent. It's a very basic car. I mean, it has just the basics for a vehicle to be considered a vehicle. It has everything that a car needs, but it has everything done very cheaply. And I've been experiencing problems with this car and the build quality and how long things last. Like for example, the factory brakes, we had to replace them around 30,000 miles. For city driving, I would think that's a lot. We didn't get much life out of them. So these are semi-metallic from eBay. We've been running those. They seem to be doing okay. But one thing that I've been having problems is with the suspension components. Now, the sway bar end links, I made a video replacing these back in the day. We replaced them once, we replaced them twice, and it looks like they need replacing again. I just replaced the tie rod ends on this because the driver's side tie rod end was loose. I'm gonna have a video coming out on that, how to replace it. But as soon as I replace the tie rod ends, the sway bar endings are making hella noise once again. So this is very frustrating to be replacing sway bar end links or tie rod ends every so often. The car has 50,000 miles, so the tie rod ends lasted 50,000 miles. Sway bar end links seem to be needing replacement every year, or like, I don't know, 10,000 miles, which is just ridiculous, and they keep going bad. I keep buying these things on eBay. I don't know if it's the eBay quality that's really crappy, or it's just the manufacturing defect, the design. You know, some sway bar end links are small. This one unfortunately goes from here all the way down there, so this is just a long one. Anyway, we do have the parts, and I do have the parts. I'll show you guys those new parts right now, but I'm not going to be installing those new tie rod ends or those new sway bar end links right now because it's the winter season, and I feel like right after winter they're going to need replacing again. The ones I just bought are from eBay also. So what I'm going to do in this video, we're going to disconnect the sway bar end links, and I'm going to show you how you can run your car with no sway bar end links. And we're also going to take the car for a spin later on. I'll give you guys my honest opinion on how the car handles. Do I recommend driving without sway bar end links? Obviously, if you're looking for performance reasons, definitely not. You need those things connected to optimize the handling, but you could drive your car, worst case scenario, without those sway bar end links. And we've done it last year, I believe, for a good 3 months until I decided to buy them. But again, they're bad again. So it's like I'm at this point where it's like, you know what, forget sway bar end links on this vehicle. She don't need no sway bar end links. But yeah, let's take those out. Alright, so here are the old ones. Now it's very hard to test them once they're on the vehicle. I mean, you can hear them inside the car going over bumps. You'll hear the clunking noise. I don't really know how to test them on the vehicle. I know you can maybe try to pull the whole hub assembly up and down, but yeah, you'll know. And then you just want to look around them, make sure the boots are not cracked or anything. Like, for the most part, these look okay. The boots are not cracked. They're not leaking any goo. They're pretty hard to the touch. Oh, see, this one's bad. You see how loose this one is? I can just move it around. Look at that. That ball joint is shot. This one is hard still. I could barely move it. So yeah, there you go. This is a proper working one. Passenger side is shot. So there you go. Another one bites the dust. So we are gonna be running it just like this. Pretty much the sway bar is just gonna be right over here. I'm gonna take the sway bar on the opposite side again. Now this sway bar on this vehicle, it won't interfere if it's just sitting here, and that's what we plan to do. We're just gonna leave it there, chill for at least the winter, and then in the summertime we'll probably go ahead and reinstall the new sway bar end links. Again, those are the eBay ones, and we'll go from there. But another thing that I have a complaint about on this vehicle is the exhaust system. Now we already welded. Let's go ahead and jump under the vehicle real quick. I'm not sure if you guys are going to be seeing this. We got the catalytic converter right here under the engine, going down to some pipe. Here we got the flex pipe. Now the flex pipe, as you can see, it already rotted away. This end is trashed. I put a clamp on this end because it was rattling all over the place, and I actually did a real custom. I don't know if you guys can tell right here. I have this is a transmission pan gasket that I bolted up to one of the bolts up there and put it around this clamp so it actually holds up right here, because it was sagging right here and it was just breaking. The flex pipe was breaking some more, so this eventually needs to get cut right here and cut right here and re-welded. I have no experience in welding, but I am interested in picking up a Harbor Freight's cheap flux welder. Let me know if that is any good, and if I should buy that or if I should just take it to a shop. I do want to get into welding for the future though, and just try to see what I can come up with. And another piece right here, we had hangers over here. Let me show you guys. We had hangers over here. These hangers broke. I used a ton of JB Weld one time on them right over here. JB Weld did not hold up, but the pipe is for the most part still hanging on right over here because of just how I wrapped it right around this area. It can't go much lower, so I'm okay with that. The rear end seems to be doing okay, no problems. Mainly this flex pipe is the issue, guys, and I know this is a bad angle, so let's jump out of the car right now. And if you guys thought I was lying to you, here are the second set of sway bar end links that I bought for the vehicle. Then I bought these are the ones we just took off that are broken. And then again, here are the new sway bar end links that we have that we're gonna throw on in the summertime. Different seller on eBay, so hopefully it's a little bit better, but you know, made in China quality, so we already know how that's gonna go. Also guys, these tires right here, Achilles ATR, these are the first version of the tire. We've had these on the vehicle for probably about 4 or 5 years. I know I never made a winter review of these tires, but this season we sold the winter tires for this vehicle, so there's plenty of tread still left on the tire. I am going to be making a separate video doing a review for these in the winter. I know there's a second gen tire for these now that's supposed to be better in the rain and snow, but hopefully these still do okay in the winter time, so stay tuned for that. And at this point guys, I'm going to put everything back together. We're going to jump on the other side, take that sway bar end link off, and then we're going to go for a spin. Also guys, I did forget to mention, and I do want to mention this, the battery did go out back in the day, so I upgraded it with another battery. This one is actually not the original specification. It fits in the original battery tray, but it does have about 50 or 60 more cold cranking amps, so that is good. Today, you know, right now it looks good, but earlier in the day it was about 27 degrees. We just had some snow first day of November. Last year I did replace the starter on this engine. Starter went out, and again, keep in mind guys, the car right now has 50,000 miles. Last year it had about 45 when the starter went out. So this morning I'm getting in the car, I'm trying to start this thing. I cranked the key, no cranking, nothing. I turned the key again, absolutely nothing. And then the third time I tried to start it, because I'm like confused what the hell's going on at this point. The third time it started, no problem. So I don't know if the starter got stuck Not sure what it is, but again, this is something you don't want to experience during the winter time when you need a reliable car to get to point A, point B. So I've been really disappointed with the Korean quality control, the Korean reliability, and just the manufacturing of the parts and such. I've also hated this design on the belts, old school design. There's 3 belts, for one for power steering, one for AC, one belt for the, what do we got here, alternator, and I had to replace those as well. Pain in the butt to replace. There's no automatic tensioner on these, so you know, I replace them, I put tension on them. In the winter months, with the difference in temperature, they start squeaking again, so essentially you would need a readjustment again. It's just very annoying, and you just don't want to deal with so much with the car during the cold weather. So yeah, that's it. The trunk latches, the trunk shocks just went out. We had to replace those as well, but a video is going to be on that as well soon. So yeah, just ranting today about the vehicle, guys. Sorry if it's annoying or boring, but yeah, it is what it is. Reality, that's the reality of it. All right, guys, just got the driver's side done over here, and we got the same results right here. I can move it pretty easily right here, and then the other side, same thing, very easily. So driver's side looks like both of them are shot. Passenger side looks like only one of them was gone, but it doesn't matter if one's gone, this whole thing needs to be replaced. So again, guys, sway bar right here. Now that we don't have neither of the sway bar end links, you can see I kind of can move the sway bar up or down. Now the only problem I can see, if it sways down too much, it is rubbing against the boot on the inner tie rod end. So we don't want that to wear out. Essentially, I can push it up as much as I can right there, and then it is not interfering with any moving parts. Yes, over time it might sag down slowly, but I don't think it should be a problem. And again, we did drive like this before, so let's go ahead, put the wheel back on, hop in the driver's seat. I'll take you along for a ride and tell you how it handles without sway bar end links.
I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along and see it's true.